Hey, welcome to the Christian Bachkalupi Show, and let's just get right into it. Um, hmm. When you have something in mind to talk about, and then something else pops into your mind. All right, first let's go over what I wanted to talk about first. So Amy Coney Barrett, Supreme Court Justice now, and that I believe puts the Supreme Court at what's 7-5? No. It's an odd number. It's like no 6-4 don't make sense either. Anyway, the conservatives, the Republicans have the House now, and almost right away, Alexandria Ocasio, no, Cortez, AOC, pretty much said add to the court or pack the court. That's what she's pretty much advocating for, is packing the court. There's legal ways to do it. Okay, there's legal ways to do it. But here's the question. Well, first off, that pretty much kind of shines a light on the question, will Biden do that? Even though I think his um, refusal to answer that question kind of shines a light on that too. Um, but here's the question: if you're gonna add to the court so you get numbers, what makes you think that when people are tired of your party in charge, so like say if Biden wins and they pack the court so they have the numbers, what prevents the Republicans from packing the court so they have the numbers, and they just keep packing the court? And then the court goes virtual and looks like an episode of One versus 100, if you remember that show. Uh, Meaning that you're just going to keep adding to the Supreme Court, forever or infinitely, until either people come to their senses or one of these parties get tyrannical, really. Um, and I think the last two parties have been accused of that, even though I haven't seen anything from the parties. But dang it, if there aren't some people who support the parties who sound like they're all for some tyranny. Um, which is funny, when people call Trump a fascist, I don't think they know what a fascist is. They just, the Republicans are fascists. Well, you might want to look up a little guy named Giovanni Gentile and notice that he created fascism, and it mostly looks like the Democratic Party rather than the Republican Party. Sorry, I thought I had something on my leg. Um, so, and that totally killed my train of thought. But like that kind of like we really are in like a civil war. Unfortunately, it's for the most part kind of like a Cold War. Um, there's not so much violence and killing. There's some. We've seen it in the riots, and we've seen it in other ways. Um, and that's not cool. Especially if you're an independent like me. Dude, they're really just fighting over us, but really, we're going to lose out either way, because most independents or third party people, though they may lean one way or the other, they're not all the way for that other side. They might support one side or the other because, in a election, because, as some people say, voting for a third party candidate is a waste of vote, which it's not. Voting for someone you don't believe in is a waste of vote. Shoot, I'll write myself in before I vote for someone I don't like. Which, by the way, I'll talk about it next episode. Plus, you'd have to be in the right district to write me into the position or position. into the role position. I can't think it's late. Or early. Anyway, I'll talk about that in another episode, like tomorrow if I remember. I'm thinking about maybe actually running, because in the wow, what is it called? The election. I mean, it's a position. Anyway, in my area, when I'm going to vote, there's someone who's running unopposed. Like, why not run against him? I mean, they represent one party, so being able to get the opposite party to vote for me would be I would think would be pretty easy. And then being an independent might be able to get me independence. I don't know how Republican, Democrat, the district I'm thinking of is. Alright, I found what was annoying my leg. 1 second. Side note, if you get a bug that, like a tick, or a flea, or other annoying bugs, some of them, trying to drown them is almost pointless, because they form an air bubble, and they breathe through that. I'm not lying, so they have to be in the water for a long time for them to die. So if you're going to drop them down the sink and pour water on them, you should probably pour a little chemical in there too, even though that's not good for the environment. There's other stuff that's not, bad for the environment you can pour down there that would probably take care of them. But anyway, rewind. Back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, so anyway, yeah, for an independent to just swing in there, it might be a thing to do. And what happens if he's like, yeah, I don't want to run? This kind of scares me, because really, I can just see one party looking at that, seeing this guy running unopposed, and then pulling a Hillary Clinton. Kinda. This is what I mean. What they did with Hillary is they pretty much put her in a spot where she wasn't going to lose for her place in Congress when she ran for Congress. Because it was like an always vote for Democrat area. So you just put whatever Democrat you want to put in there. So they put her in there to boost her up. Her run for presidency was so unqualified. How'd she get famous? She was the first lady. What did she do? She was married to the president. And then she was put in a place where she couldn't lose because she was backed by the party. And then she was appointed something that was probably the most controversial part of the Obama administration. And she wonders why she lost. It's funny. She's still apparently mad that she lost. She said she was born to be president. I don't know why she didn't run this year then. If she was born to be president, because I don't see her running in 4 years. Or if Biden wins and then, shoot. I hope she's not hoping Biden wins. I don't know. She might be hoping Trump wins and then tries to slide in there after Trump. Because if Biden wins, Biden might go 8 years. Biden might go less than 4 years. Harris takes over, and then Harris, I'm not sure the rule about that, whether if a vice president takes over, do they still get 2 full terms, or is that partial term count? I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look that up. But yeah, if Hillary wants to run for president, she better do it ASAP, because she's getting old, and that was one of her problems. People didn't trust her health. People don't trust Biden's health. It's funny, Amy Coney Barrett was appointed to the Supreme Court on Hillary's birthday. That's gotta hurt. But anyway, yeah, research before you vote and all that other stuff. Like, subscribe, channel notifications. Peace.